Oh god! Hey everyone, and we're live! This is fine. I'm completely set up and prepared for this evening's event. It's fine. It's all fine.
Weeks to prepare, it's fine.
Yeah, no, this has been a couple of weeks in the making. But we're here now! So, how is everyone? Before I start going around and introducing people.
I mean, still good since the last time you asked us, but go off.
You know these are the things that I have to do, Nick.
I know.
They're the things I always have to do.
And you know these are the things I have to do.
Yes, I do. But... So, while we're here, quick thing. We're going to be playing Tuesdays for the foreseeable future. We're going to be playing Savage World Supers. I've named this campaign the Breakford Incident. We'll go into a bit more detail about what that actually means. But since this is the first session, how about we introduce our players? Nick, since you like to talk, do you want to go first?
Sure, my name is Nick. I play games. In this game, I will be playing two characters.
That's schizophrenic at all.
Firstly, the completely unpowered Leland, and the superpowered goddess of hearth and home, Hestia from Greek mythology.
And next week we will be switching to TeamSpeak.
That's done. Go ahead.
Joel.
Yes. What's up?
Would you like to introduce yourself and your character?
Hi, I'm Joel. Let me pull up my character first. There you go. I'll be playing Obscura, who masquerades isn't the right word, but plays the character Magnus the Magnificent as a magician for his employment. He's a relatively sort of private guy, but on the quiet side. He sort of puts up a bit of a front when he's in his magician persona. So, yeah.
Because he's kind of a professional magician, isn't he?
He is semi-well known.
Semi-well known?
Be like the local region would probably know him. The like a couple of towns nearby would definitely know him. But anyone further than like the local region is like, who?
Who the hell are you? That's fine. And Jess. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name's Jess. I'm playing character Ira, who is a 20-year-old hacker who has a kind of a chillback persona, and yeah.
Do you want to tell people about your Twitch as well?
Nah, I don't want to ride your back end, man.
It's fine. But that's okay.
No.
I'll just have to spam your links in the chat. But yes, Jess is actually also a streamer on Twitch. She mostly streams Apex Legends from what I know. You can look her up as Buckets of Gay if I remember right.
Feral _ buckets of gay.
There we
as
go.
I'm part of the gaming community.
I heard that. I should also point out that Jess is my housemate, so whenever she swears at me through the wall, I can absolutely hear it. But, as I said before, we will be playing Savage World Supers. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Savage Worlds, it's a game from Pinnacle Entertainment Publishing. It's been around for a couple of years. I think it's been around for about 10 years at this point for various iterations. It's known for being a kind of mid-weight game, so it's not as heavy as something like D&D or Pathfinder, but it's also not as light as something like Powered by the Apocalypse or Monster of the Week, if you're familiar with that. Now, the good thing about Savage Worlds is that it's designed to run multiple different systems, not systems, genres, settings. So, for one, it could do supers or superpowered campaigns of various power levels, going from pulp action to cosmic action. It can also do dark horror, and one of its that's really well known is for Weird West, which is Wild West with monsters and magic and all sorts of weird and wonderful things. There are a couple of other things that are kind of roped in there, but coming down to the mechanics of the whole thing, it basically comes down to rolling your attribute or skill. So for instance, with we'll pick our dear friend Lamont. So strength.
Let me bring up my character sheet.
And as you can see down the bottom there, he currently has a D4 in strength, but because he is a player character, he also gets a D6. This is called the wild die. Now, all you have to do to succeed at an action is to get 4. Every amount of 4 you get above, so 4, 8, 12, 16, these are called raises, which basically make the degrees of success a lot better. That's the basics of the mechanics, and hopefully we'll get into a little bit more of the details with some of those as we go along. But onto the actual game. So, this will be set in Australia, in the fictional city of Breakford. Now, a little background for the world itself. Superheroes are a thing, but they're exceedingly rare. The numbers are about 1 in every 100 million. There's not a lot of them who are actually known, but the ones that are known tend to keep to themselves or to situations where they're absolutely needed. At this point, is not a world where you have superheroes flying over the city at every given moment. They're usually already working for the government, or they have other ties, shall we say, that keep them out of the public eye. Now, this game, the Breakford incident, will particularly be starting off with all of our players as normal human worm babies with no powers whatsoever, which is kind of awkward for them considering some of the situations I have in mind for them. It's fine. This is fine. They'll be fine. But either by the end of this first session or by next session, they should start having a grip on their powers. Now, they already know what their powers are, because I wasn't going to do blind powers for them. I was tempted, but I decided against it. I think more to the point, my players were like, hey, can we not do that? But the town of Breakford, or the city of Breakford, is as I said, a fictional city in Australia on the central coast of New South Wales. Was once upon a time known for its mining, industrialization, and steelworks. But in the modern age, a lot of that has kind of gone by the wayside for obvious reasons. But it's big enough to become self-sustaining. So, players!
Hey.
How you doing?
Yep, still here.
Still here?
Mm-hmm.
Still great. So, who wants to go first and tell me what the day for their character looks like?
Well, what day is it?
It would be a Wednesday.
Okay, my character is a uni student, so probably classes for most of the day.
Classes for most of the
Studying
day?
ancient history, naturally.
Ancient history?
Nothing if not predictable.
That's fine. I don't mind.
I know how comics work.
So, take me through his day. What's his wake-up routine? How do things go down for him? How do things go down for Lee?
Lee usually wakes up in a panic.
Yep.
Not really he'd sleep in if he had the chance, but that's why he sets multiple alarms and has to get up and unset them all. Rushes out the door. Hopefully he's close to the local university.
Hopefully.
I don't know if Breakford has a university, but
It does.
cool.
Similar to how the city that we currently all live in has one.
Ah, I see.
You see what I did there?
I do. Takes classes for most of the day, studies a lot, spends a lot of time at the library, sort of thing.
So, lectures, tutorials, library, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
All those good things.
And then normally would head home, spend the night in, because he's not that kind of person who goes out.
Very much a homebody.
Absolutely.
Well, that will make things later a lot easier. I mean, what? But
I don't know.
does Lee actually live with anyone, though?
Yes, he has a live-in girlfriend.
Yeah, and...
And she is also a university student. Her name is Kara. She studies political science while he is a ancient history major. So they don't really overlap well, but they get along.
I'm sure it's fine.
Oh yeah, they're a lovely couple. Both of them are, homebodies, that sort of thing.
So, both homebodies.
Playing video games or reading, listening to podcasts, that sort of thing.
So, podcasts, video games, watch many movies. Much for the
Huge
Netflix.
enthusiasm. Yeah, definitely more Netflix. Find a good documentary series.
Oh, he's one of those people.
I'm projecting way too much on this character already.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
It
It is.
makes me worried. What if he dies, Matthew? Do I have to die?
This isn't like a dream.
If I die in the game, do I die in real life?
I mean, are we getting onto... Was it... No game, no life?
Aww.
That was a good anime.
Best series ever.
You have summoned Joel!
Well, since you just spoke up, Joel.
That I was worried that my son was going to keep crying when you called on me, but no, he's settled down now. So, Bo's average day is kind of waking up mid to late morning. Typically because when he's doing shows, he is happy to sort of like stick around after it's over and get. Hey mate, that's him. He wants to participate.
That's fine.
Yeah. So he'll go out and he'll do a show, like a typical like evening show. And then he'll stick around for like photos or if people want to just talk to him after the show or whatever. So he typically gets home somewhat late at night, sort of like as late as midnight, 1 a.m. in the morning. And so he'll typically sleep 8 to 9 hours until very late morning.
Yeah.
Then he'll get up. That's sort of his full-time gig. And so he will, once that happens, he sort of does the same show every night of the week, but tries to vary the shows every week. So as a result of that, he sort of studies and prepares new tricks and acts and that sort of thing in his free time.
Yeah, no, that's all good. His performance style, he's a magician. Is he more of a stage magician? Does he do any like street magician type stuff?
No, it's a lot of sort of showy stuff, and there's like sleight of hand, which usually has like a camera sort of focused in on him, so that if he's doing like card tricks or the like, the people in the area can actually see him doing it. And it's just the sort of standard fare feels a bit wrong to be like, oh yeah, he's pretty standard, but
well, he's a stage magician. As opposed to
off and sticking swords through things
Yeah.
and making them disappear and that sort of stuff is his shtick.
As opposed to, the street magician who goes around stealing people's beer bottles and putting other objects in them.
Yeah, no, he's not like that.
Now, does he have any significant others? Does he live with someone, or...?
No, so he did have a high school sweetheart for about 3 years.
Yeah.
So they sort of started dating in the last year or two of high school, and then they sort of fit that, and he wanted to pursue like magician sort of role. And so she broke up with him, basically saying that she considered it a dead end career path.
Oh, wow.
So he
Okay.
was like, oh, okay. Well, thanks, I guess.
Here's me worried no one was going to have a tragic backstory.
But other than that, his parents are alive and stuff. They're just not local. Yeah, that's sort of him. He's just sort of a bachelor. He's about 25, 26.
25 years-ish? That's fine.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really have a side job or anything like that, does he?
No, his primary job is stage magician, and then his side job is preparing new acts.
Yeah. No, if he's not on the stage, he's doing something else. That's fair enough.
Very much.
And yeah, so his day mostly consists of working on tricks and then doing gigs and hopefully getting paid enough money to get through the next week.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
He kind of heads out around 4 or 5 p.m.
to
head to where he's doing his show and set up and prepare and all that sort of stuff.
So a lot of RSLs and that kind of thing.
Yeah, he's definitely not like,
Let's book out an arena.
yeah, arena or stadium or that sort of thing. It's definitely sort of, it's like a children's party magician. He's sort of like a step up from that, but
Yep.
yeah, it's that RSL, I guess, kind of level, yeah.
Apologies to all the birthday magicians out there.
I have a good friend. He's not a birthday magician, but I have had him come. Well, I've been at a party where he's come along. He's great. I love him.
Okay. I did have another question. Aspirations.
Oh, short of just sort of becoming a much more well-known magician, nothing particularly to speak of.
Nothing particularly. Nothing at all.
Other than getting his name out there more. I'm sure he'd love to do like arena level acts, but he just hasn't got the reputation or the experience yet, really.
Well, it might actually come to pass that he may start doing arena shows.
It's possible.
Always possible.
Mhm.
All right, Jess. You still there, Jess?
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
First things
Hello.
first, I know this is going to sound really mean, but how do you pronounce your character's name?
Era.
Alright. So, Ira. What's her day look like?
So she technically tends to be a more night owl type person, so she'll tend to sleep the day, and up around like late afternoon-ish.
Yeah.
Hitting the gym before scoping out. Yeah, it's typical like stuff, you tend to do in the day, but she tends to do it at night before she decides to, sit on top of random buildings and hack into nearest government vans and stuff, surveillance and.
Well, that is something. So, Hacker, do you want to talk about that a little bit? Is she a white hat? Is she a black hat? A white hat. A white hat
Bit of
being
a balance.
a bit of a balance. So kind of the gray in between, or depending on the mood.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
Kind of, it depends on depending on the job, really.
So, is she for hire, or she just do what she does?
If the job pays,
So the job that pays? We're losing you a little bit at the start.
Mainly just do what she does, but she is for hire. So also on the
Okay, so
job that pays.
yeah. All right. So she's mostly a nocturnal, but she does go to the gym. Does she have like a living girlfriend
Yeah.
or boyfriend or significant other?
No, she's pretty much on her own. She has,
Any pets?
yeah, she has a cat.
A cat? I love a cat. What's the cat's name?
Yeah. Nox.
Nox?
Yeah.
Aww. I got a friend whose name who uses that handle as well. That's really weird. God, that is so weird. But so, Hacker, anything else you want to tell me about Era?
That's pretty much it.
Pretty much it. All right. Well, as the events come to a head, it'll be a regular summer evening in Breakford. Clear skies. Clear skies, mid-afternoon. Things are starting to get a little bit late, but you know, it's an Australian summer, so very late before the night truly falls. And what are people up to?
Lee would probably be reading something while listening to a podcast, probably studying sort of book.
Just kind of studying away?
Yeah, trying to cram some books.
Yes.
What was that, Jess?
You'll be making food.
Aww. Any particular cuisine she likes? I know I'm asking a lot of questions about your characters, but eh. And Joel.
Well, I said it was Wednesday night, right?
Yep.
Well, Bo does shows Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So Monday and Wednesdays are his nights off.
So picked a good day then?
Yep. So he's just sort of just relaxing. He doesn't often cook a proper meal. He'll tend to get like pub food or RSL food, whatever, when he's like before his show. So when he's at home, he's just not super motivated to cook a proper meal.
Yeah.
So he's just probably got some sort of quick microwave or
Menu log?
oven thing. Yeah, no, he wouldn't have ordered from menu log or anything like that. Just like a microwave meal kind of thing, and he's just watching some TV, chilling out.
That's fair enough. Well, we'll start with you, Lee Lamont. It's as you're kind of reading and listening to your podcast that the podcast starts to cut in and out.
Damn iPhone.
Like, it'll be fine for a good 5 minutes or so, but then you'll just get static, and then a kind of a slight pop, and then it'll continue going again.
Too, so this is going to be double annoying.
Like, is this a problem, or is this just a part of the podcast?
It's gonna be like, and then the killer was revealed to be. I don't remember that character.
What the hell? What is this? But even your girlfriend Kara, she's kind of complaining as she's trying to put together something to eat that the microwave isn't working properly. Like, she'll set it for 5 minutes and then she's like, like, it's reset again.
I don't know how microwaves work. Do you think it's the podcast? No, wait, other way around.
Why would it be the podcast?
I don't know how podcasts work either. But maybe the microwave and the podcast are having a war in the ether.
What, like radiation or something?
Yeah, radiation versus Wi-Fi.
I'm not even sure if that's a thing.
I'm pretty sure it's not, because we do this kind of regularly.
We really do.
Like, as it's been canonically set. Maybe it's a power problem. But let's try turning things off and then turning things on again.
Fine. She goes over to the microwave, unplugs it, then plugs it back in again.
I do the same thing with... I don't remember what they're called, but it's that thing where you plug the iPhone in.
Yeah, like a...
plays through some big speakers.
Yeah, no, kind of a Bluetooth speaker system.
Yeah. I do that.
You do that. And there's still kind of it kind of goes through the same thing, but now when Kara turns on the microwave, it starts to pop every now and again.
Hey, Kara, I think we should stand away from the microwave because it's starting to sound scary.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna unplug it and step away.
Cool.
It's okay, I'll have leftovers cold, it's fine.
We should go out for food.
I think we might have to.
Go out for food.
Ira! So, you'll be cooking, so this is convenient. Cooking on the stove? Microwave cooking?
Yeah.
So.
Stove cooking.
Well,
chicken nuggets.
It's kind of as you're cooking, like you've turned it on, you got things simmering, and then you notice it stops simmering, as if the temperature of it or the power to it is just kind of cut out.
I knew I forgot to pay something this month.
The light starts flickering in your room.
Yeah, I forgot to pay that one too.
The light bulb seems fine, but it just kind of, as I said, flickers a couple of times before you once again hear this kind of popping sound.
What?
More to the point, because I get the feeling you'd be able to see your computer from anywhere in your apartment. Well, from most places in your apartment. You see the screen go black for a couple of moments before it turns itself on again.
Well, that's no good.
And as you're kind of looking at it, a new window opens itself up and just kind of starts printing zeros over and over again.
Hacker's been hacked.
What the am I?
Come on.
Yeah, being hacked.
Before, the window just kind of closes itself and a pop comes through the speakers on your computer.
I need a priest.
Now, if you want to kind of have a look at that, you can do a skill roll. I believe you have computers. Hacking. You could do a hacking roll if you like. You have two options. You can bring up the character sheet, or up in the top left, there should be a kind of string of attributes, skills, and statuses. If you click skills, it should have computers. Oh, sorry, it should have hacking.
I
amongst
got it.
You got it?
Yep.
Well, you got a 4 out of 5. That is a success. Well, the 5 being the highest. So,
Let's go.
you have a quick look at your computer and kind of bring up some of the back-end coding that seems to be going on. And you don't really recognize the programming language that's coming through. That said, it also doesn't seem to be... Does Ira believe in aliens?
Yes. Yes, she does.
Well, you don't want to say it's aliens, but...
It's aliens.
But yeah, you're kind of going through the back-end code for it, and you don't really recognize it. It doesn't seem to be doing anything malevolent. Just kind of looking for doing random porch searches, if you're aware of what that is. But it doesn't specifically seem to be targeting you, it just seems to be just kind of doing its thing. And then the coding kind of shifts around on the screen and kind of forms an eye for a couple of seconds before it kind of looks at you and then disappears.
Can I punch the screen?
You can absolutely punch the screen.
Ira punches the screen.
Well, as you'd expect, the screen kind of goes over a little bit and falls down. Once again, there's a bit of a popping sound, but this seems a little bit more natural for a monitor that just got punched. It's okay, it's why you...
It's fine, it's disposable.
Yeah.
It's Adele.
Wow. But yeah. So, Bo.
What's up?
Well, you'll be doing the microwave meals thing as well, by the sounds of it.
Yeah. Seems like it's everyone's thing at the moment.
I mean, it's apartment living.
True.
Like, there's not much else you can do, really.
Pretty much.
You can cook, but it's like, well, I've just worked all day in order to afford this apartment, which I'm told is actually very luxurious comparatively.
Yeah. Apparently.
Apparently. But it's as you're you kind of put your microwave meal on and set the timer for 5 minutes. After it goes beep, going over and checking it, it's still cold.
Just lets out a sigh. Oh, please don't let it be the microwave. And it just like puts the time in again and just press start again.
This time, as you're watching it, you notice that the light starts to flicker.
Oh no! Please no.
The weird thing being that the light in your room and the microwave seem to be kind of flickering in sync.
Dodgy wiring, maybe.
Maybe. You can do notice rolls if you like.
Sure. That's one.
Oof. Now, getting a 9. This is an example of a player not only succeeding with a 4, but also getting a raise with the 8. Our dear Bo Carter has a lot of notice by the looks of it.
Got to keep an eye on things as a magician.
Oh, absolutely. Gotta see those minor facial movements, etc.
Mhm.
It's with the 8, well, with the raise, that you're noticing that there's small distortions in space. Like, just kind of looking in the middle distance, you can see this kind of a shimmer and a shake.
Sort of back away slowly, but keep my eye on it, trying to understand what on earth is going on.
Well, it starts to pop, quickly joined by another, and then another. Look into the source of these noises. Bright energy starts to surge. Your microwave, your light kind of flaring with this bright light. Before tears start to form within space. Like as if someone was tearing a curtain. And as you watch this thing, you see these small metal tentacles start to kind of reach out from the tear and start to bring it open.
Oh no. Where would my microwave be? So I what, like here kind of thing? I'm guessing. Oh, okay. It was over there. All right, cool. So the bathroom's over there, but I want to go to the floor. But that's closer to him, so I'm just gonna like sort of back away towards the bathroom. I think is a good plan of action.
The thing in question seems to just be the small metal ball with a bunch of, well, 4 little metal tentacles that kind of stick off of it.
That's great. I'm gonna find a heavy object that I can actually lift.
Well, or I mean, you can always find a tablet.
Don't really want to try and bash the thing with my tablet though. Oh, what else would I have? Maybe.
Ooh.
I've got like a book.
Well, you take a hold of the book, and we'll jump back to Bo. Not Bo, Lee.
Okay.
So, Lee.
We're getting our coats, ready to head out.
Well, as I was saying with Bo, you start to hear that popping sound again.
Oh, that's not good.
But this time it seems to be a little bit more consistent, just kind of a... And you start to see tears forming in the air, well, in front of you.
Oh no.
Kara is also kind of put off by this, as it's just kind of a split, and she's like, is this the microwave and your podcast arguing again?
I'm not ruling it out, but I have turned the podcast off, and it's still happening. So
Is this the microwave winning?
I think the microwave has definitely won. We should leave. That's the bedroom.
That is the bedroom.
That's not my girlfriend.
After a couple of moments, both of you kind of see the tentacles once again kind of push through and kind of tear itself, and then just kind of out into existence. And like I said before, it just kind of seems to be standing there on all four legs, kind of searching around the room.
So we're here.
Yep.
We're backs pressed up against the wall, and we're just sliding over to the door.
Which isn't a bad idea. Well, while you're sliding over, Ira, you believe in aliens, don't you? So this wouldn't be unusual to you at all. You start to hear the popping sound continuing. Just kind of a consistent popping as, like the others, a tear starts to form in space. This time, however, it appears to be near your computer. And you start to see the tear forming as well. What you doing?
Huh. That's not normal computer things.
No, not at all. just start backing away.
I cannot. Just start backing away.
Yeah. As the steel tentacles start to emerge from the split in space. I'm not going to say time because it's not time, it's just space. And
I'm running.
like the others, a small little robot, a metal orb no bigger than a soccer ball, kind of just brings itself through the tear with the 4 tentacles attached to it.
What is that?
It looks around the room, seeming to ignore you, but its eyes kind of settle on your computer. And it makes its way over. With that, it embeds its tentacles into the, I'm imagining it's like the full PC power tower setup. So, it just kind of...
Bert,
Yep.
what you doing?
It kind of just digs its tentacles into the side of the computer. And seems pretty content to just sit there doing that.
My Minecraft server. I pick a broom.
Gonna get a broom?
Yeah, I'm gonna get a broom.
That's fair enough. Now, is the intention to hit this thing?
Yes.
Yep. That's fair enough. So, we'll start with you. Fighting. Fighting is a skill roll. We're not going to go into full initiative quite yet, but it's a skill roll like any of the others. If you don't have it as a skill, then you have to do it untrained. Thankfully, however, this thing seems to be very preoccupied. So, if you ever give me a fighting roll or a unskilled roll, or untrained roll, I should say, we shall see how you go. A 1! Well, with fighting rolls, unlike the other ones, all you have to do is exceed the parry of the creature in question. Now, like I said, this thing was distracted. So you managed to give it a mighty wallop with your broom. And sure enough, it kind of dislodges from the computer forcefully before looking straight back at you, and the little blue blinking light on the front of it turns red.
Yay!
Oh god, auto scroll. Okay. Well, since we're here, hey Bo,
Yes.
what are you doing?
Having the book ready to bop it if it gets closer, but other than that, nothing in particular.
Where do you have your tablet? If you have one. Tablet/phone.
It would likely be next to the lounge that's there. So, like, on either, like, one of the sides of it.
Well, it's just kind of making its way. It doesn't seem to be looking at you. It's just kind of looking at your phone.
Ooh, how precious am I about my phone?
That is a question, isn't it? And it starts to reach up to your phone with a singular tentacle.
I'll be like, I just quite like, and like raise the book at it.
He doesn't seem to care whatsoever.
Well, then I'm gonna do what my good friend Ari did and try and bop it then with my book.
Do it! Do it! Do it!
Aww.
Thankfully, however, it, like I said before, it is also distracted.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of rolls off to the side before turning to look at you with a red eye.
Oh no.
Well. Hey, Nick.
I'll be back.
August.
Hey.
So, what's the plan?
Open door. Girlfriend exit. Exit myself. Closed door.
I'm not sure if you can do it, but you should be able to press on the door icon and get it to close again.
Well, should probably check with the landlord about that one.
I was just like, yeah, about the robot.
I don't know. Do you think they're like filming a movie in our apartment without telling us?
Oh god, would he do that?
I mean, takes cash in hand, so
Wait, you're not wrong about that. Is it gonna be okay in there?
I mean it's not going to be okay.
That's comforting.
What are I can't remember what our insurances are like.
All of you start to hear rain hitting the top of top of your apartment and on the windows.
Oh, we're just about to leave though.
Nothing too extreme, just, slight pitter patters. Still leaving?
Oh yeah, absolutely. What, you think
Cowards.
I'm sticking around for that? Which way's the exit?
You don't know the exit to your own apartment building?
No, Matt, because this literally didn't exist until about an hour ago.
What do you mean? You've lived in this apartment for months now.
Then of course I know that the exit is
To the south.
and Lee Lamont just leaves the game.
It is as you're kind of making your way outside the rain is starting to get heavier. You and Kara are kind of like, well, this is unexpected.
I admittedly didn't actually check the weather reports today.
I mean, did I really?
Probably should have brought an umbrella.
It's also at this point that you start to notice more of the distortions appearing.
Ah, beans. Gonna be more of those little guys, isn't it?
You can't really see out here, can you?
Just directly in front of me, apparently. That is all I only have that kind of vision.
That's okay.
I'm a predator, not a prey animal. Oh god. Put it back.
Put it back?
Ah,
That's better?
safety. Those things are gone now. Ah, shit, they're back.
Like I said before, the robots don't seem to be too concerned with you for the moment. But Ira, so what's your plan?
Bash it again.
Bash it again? Well, I think at this point we will roll initiative. Now, unlike in other games, where you would roll a d20 and add something to it, in Savage Worlds, it's a case of I flip cards. And depending on what you get for the card is, well, what you roll, or what your place in initiative is. With an ace of diamonds, our dear Fred the little robot will be going first. And he doesn't like the fact that you struck at him. So rearing up on two of his tentacles, he's going to strike you with the other two, just thrashing them forward. Oh, wow. Because he's only an NPC, he doesn't get this d6 to roll as well, but I still got a 10. So this is also a good point to point out that in Savage Worlds, if you get the highest number possible on a die, it explodes. So you roll it again and add the result. So, with a 10, which is very much the success in a raise, he rears up and strikes at you, putting one of the tentacles kind of past your leg, opening a massive gouge on your thigh through the pants that you're wearing. And Ire, it is your turn. It seems to be kind of shaking and roaring. What do you do in response?
I strike it.
You strike at it? Well, do a fighting check. For the untrained, these things don't have a lot of resistances. They're just small little drones. Small little defenseless drones. You kind of take a bat at it, and it kind of shakes and wobbles on its legs, but kind of doesn't seem to mind too much. And with that done, its turn. Well, actually I should say, Ire, do you want to move away from it? Jess,
Yeah.
do you want to move away from it?
Yeah.
All right. You can move up to 6 squares.
That's where.
You can also use the keyboard keys, the arrows for it.
Yeah. It wasn't working
Ah,
for me then for some weird reason.
there you go. Should be working. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I am still getting used to Foundry.
There we go.
Over to there.
Whoa.
Whoa. What you doing?
Um.
Yes, you can open and close the door. Still not moving for you?
Nope. Oh no.
There you go. Just gonna kind of go out the door. Alright, well, you've kind of left. So, it's probably just gonna go back and do whatever it was doing before. Bo, how attached to your phone are you?
It can do what it wants.
It can just do what it wants.
I would say pretty attached, considering it's where my contacts get a hold of me for shows and stuff.
Yep. What's the plan?
Well, did it look like I did any damage to the thing with my book?
It kind of wobbled a little bit.
But no dents or anything?
Not particularly. In mechanical terms, it would have been shaken.
Right. Well, I have 6 points of movement, don't I?
Yes. If your pace is 6.
At least so. So I'm gonna go here, pick up my phone, go like 2, 3, 4, 5, and like 6. Shoving my phone in my pocket and like grabbing the book with 2 hands again.
Well, the robot doesn't really like this. As if you're kind of taking away something that it firmly believes belongs to it.
Well, it is firmly incorrect. And I will let it know as such if it inquires.
Well, it doesn't so much inquire as it starts moving towards you before lashing out with its tentacles.
That's a bit rude.
It is a little bit rude. It, however, misses as you kind of swat your hand, being like, "No!"
Mine. I would just bash one of its tentacles with my book. Be like, no.
So, what do you do in response?
Well, if it's gonna try and grab it, then I want to try and bop it again.
Well, give it a roll.
I said no. Well, what? Apparently, I clicked the wrong button. My apologies.
That's all good.
Public roll. There we go.
There you go.
I mean, it still shows as private for me, but as long as you can see the result, that's
I
fine.
can see it. You got a 7 and a 2.
So,
Well, even with its meager parry, that is more than enough to hit it and get a raise.
yes.
You kind of do a downward swing with it and bring it up and underneath, and you send the damn thing flying.
Yeah.
It smacks into the wall and just kind of falls down, spurting electricity.
So it's disabled.
It is destroyed.
Oh, good.
Do I have a destroyed thing for it? I'll check that out later.
Well, if it's not moving, I'm gonna cautiously approach it and be like, check out this thing that was trying to steal my phone, which is like my lifeline to getting actual work.
Yeah.
Because that's not cool.
No, that's not cool at all. Who would do such a thing?
This thing, obviously.
That would be mean and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you have any, like, computers or electronic skill?
No, I have common knowledge, which is probably the closest thing.
Well, give it a give it a try. See how we go. A 4. Look, you have a look at the insides of this thing, or as much as you're kind of feel safe enough to look, you don't really recognize any of the technology in here. Like, you've watched enough TV, you've seen enough programs and movies and stuff like that. This definitely looks sci-fi-ish.
Mm.
Like, you're not really seeing anything similar to a circuit board or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just a lot of... There's some bright glowing lights, kind of like fiber optics, but kind of working along a spider web of some sort.
I'm just gonna leave it there for now.
Actually, having a quick look at it, a closer look, it looks very much like a brain.
Well, that's mildly disturbing then.
Like, not an organic one. But definitely one that's, well, as if a electronics student wanted to do an art project.
Right. Well, if it still hasn't moved, I might go back and take like a seat on the lounge and like try and describe it in like a Google search or something.
Just kind of bring it up and be like, weird robot brain thingy.
Yeah, dome robot with 4 arms, looks like brain, question mark? Search.
Well, surprisingly enough, you actually start getting results.
So his face just goes from like curiosity to unease that this is not just some random thing and it's more common than he'd hoped.
Well, all the search results are coming in as if they were posted mere seconds ago. And it's a case of there's Twitter responses and Instagram lives, and these things are popping up all over social media.
Right.
And it's not just in the local area, they seem to be popping up everywhere.
Well,
Well, while you're looking at that, hey Lee, how you doing?
We're about ready to leave, yeah. God, that's a lot of them.
I don't know what you're talking about, Lee.
Okay. Okay. Are you good? Are you done?
I'm fine. How are you guys doing?
I'm
Kara is
just-
clinging to you at this point.
Yeah, I'm standing between her and what looks like an onslaught of robots.
These things just seem to be splitting and tearing reality open and just popping through as they care. What started as one or two in your rooms is quickly turning into dozens and dozens as they're starting to fill and swarm.
Stop that. I keep everything in reality.
You're just gonna deny their existence?
I mean, will it work?
I mean, probably not.
Well, then, no. I'm not that kind of person.
Ira, you're starting to see these things appear as well. Rapidly seeming to multiply. What are you doing? Besides maybe panicking a little. What you thinking?
Hmm.
What's the plan? Just gotta close the doors on him?
Yeah, I'm just right.
This is the doors open. Oh, hey, oh, okay.
No. Well, Lee, stand and fight, run back into the building.
I mean, are they approaching us in a threatening manner, or are they just sort of doing their own thing?
They're kind of starting to approach, kind of starting to move into the building. And they are seeming to be taking more and more notice of you.
That means... I mean, we'll back up so that we have our backs against the building.
From your vantage point outside, it's pretty easy. You can see this as well, Ira. Looking up into the sky, a new split is forming. This one, a lot bigger than the last ones. Even from your point of view, it's tens of feet across, kind of splitting the sky open. And you kind of see in macro these massive tentacles, easily car widths wide, starting to split open the tear and pull something through. Massive in scope as it starts to emerge. Unlike the little ball-like things, this thing looks more amphibious or squid-like. Massive, elongated. Doesn't seem to have a jaw or anything like that, but it has hundreds of these metal appendages just kind of sticking out at it from all angles. It seems to be just pushing itself through with an uneasy blue glow. It's at this point you hear the sound of thunder. and then quickly followed by a lightning bolt that strikes the ground around you. The robots breaking and popping as they each get hit by one.
Oh, thank God. Oh, I was worried this was going to be a Reaper situation.
And a woman lands on the ground in front of you and goes, "Hey, is everyone okay?"
Yeah, building's full of them though.
Building's full of them?
Mm-hmm.
You, down the ground, quick! She kind of raises her arms up into the air, and you see these lightning bolts kind of start striking up and down her arms.
Oh, we're already down the second she, like, probably before she even finished that sentence.
Ira,
Yep.
do you hit the ground as well?
Yeah, I suppose.
She sends a bolt of electricity through. It kind of goes over your head, but as it strikes one, it starts to bounce off the other ones. Some of them just explode on impact. Others kind of sizzle and fall over and kind of pop gently. Breathing a sigh of relief, she kind of goes, "Okay, that's a little bit of breathing room. Are you two okay?"
Yeah, no, we're fine.
You're fine? Okay, good. Any injuries?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay, good. She kind of takes her goggles and lifts them up and goes, "Okay, so, my name's Thunderchild.
Hello.
Hi. I'm not usually around here, but kind of passing through."
Thank you for passing through.
You're welcome. So, robots, hey?
Yeah, how about that? As she's having this conversation, I'm still looking at the big one.
She kind of looks at it and goes, yeah, me and my team are going to be dealing with that in just a second. If you want to go back inside and get some shelter?
Yep. Lovely meeting you. Yep. It's closing the door, Nick. There you go. Bye.
Pleasure to meet you.
Just do that thing where you, like, slide down backwards against the door. Oh, we almost died. We almost died out there.
Kara's kind of like, yeah, no, did you recognize her?
No, should I have?
Kara just looks over at you, Ira, and goes, "Hi, I'm not sure if we've met."
Whoa, person, hi. Sorry. There was a thing happening. Lightning, robots, boom. Big one.
Is that?
I think we lost the last part of that sentence.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I witnessed that.
Cool.
Name Zero, live in the building.
Leela won't care about it.
So, we'll kind of go back to Bo at this point.
Hello.
Hey, Bo, how you doing?
Still curious about these things that appeared and just images and stuff.
If you're still on Google and kind of checking social media,
Yeah.
reports are starting to come in of bigger versions someone saying, "Oh my god, it's a fucking bus."
So I like read the bus exclamation, and I look at my book, and I'm like, this isn't gonna cut it. I just sort of like remember to myself.
Hashtag alien invasion is quickly popping up on Twitter and is suddenly trending across the world.
Just sort of like sit and be like, got one with my book, like post picture on the hashtag. With, yeah,
It starts getting a bunch of likes.
yeah.
They start pouring in. You're like, wow, I don't get this much interactivity on my posts. This is great.
I should pop more random alien space things for pop. This is great.
As you're doing this, a new app or a window kind of opens up on your tablet.
My tablet or my phone?
On your phone, if you're on your phone.
Yeah. Okay.
But a new window kind of opens and you kind of see some words starting to appear on the screen. And it's just kind of like, where are you? Question mark.
Try to be a bit witty and not trying to give away my position and be like, I am where I am? Question mark?
You kind of just get the RLY question mark. And you see Google Maps kind of open up on your phone.
I like try and drag down the top and like turn up geolocation.
The next response you get from the new app is just kind of like, it's okay. Stay where you are. Stay safe. We got this. And then it's just kind of a thumbs up.
I reply and be like, yeah, no, I bopped the thing with my book.
You
And then thumbs up emoji back.
You kind of get a GIF back, and it's just kind of 2 thumbs up and then a kind of raised eyebrow.
Just not sure how to reply to that. Just be like, oh, okay,
Yeah, no.
whatever. I just sort of like set it aside.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's
I
fine.
wonder about my probably still cold dinner and be like, I'm getting hungry.
All right. Lee, Ira,
Yes.
are you kind of keeping your eyes on the action or just kind of...
Probably like take a minute or two to catch your breath, and then yeah, I'd say like if there's windows on the door, sort of thing.
There are windows that kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
on either side of the doors.
Yeah, just kind of poking, watching through that.
Yeah.
Not game enough to go outside or anything like that.
Oh, why's that?
Coward.
Look, I kind of don't blame you. You don't have to go outside if you don't want to.
Yeah, no, he's just a regular boy in an alien invasion.
Well, looking out, you do see that the storm that was going on has picked up. Lightning seems to be falling and crashing. The woman who identified herself as Thunderchild seems to be kind of just soaring through the air, sending bolts of lightning at all the little drones that seem to be coming through with the big one,
Cool.
before kind of doing a full 360, raising her hands up into the sky again, and you see her get struck by lightning, and she just redirects it at the giant bus thing, giant squid thing, and it starts to coruscate with electricity. She seems to call out something, but unfortunately from your position you can't really hear what she's saying. I do need both of you to give me notice checks though.
Okay. Notice checks.
Just bear with us, ladies and gentlemen, we are still getting used to Foundry.
That is a 5.
Alright. And Ira? It should be amongst with your other skills. Who gave you a Betty?
That was an accident.
That's okay. It's fine.
Like,
Oh wow, a
the top
10.
bit.
So, with a 10, that's a success and a raise. So, not only do you see everything going on, but you also see a guy or a dude in what looks like a darkish trench coat with a giant white symbol that kind of looks like a power symbol. And he seems to be messing around with a machine on the ground in the middle of a thunderstorm. Or in the middle of the thunderstorm that seems to be happening rather randomly. He's also trying to get the attention of the woman who's flying around in the air. As at this point, you also notice another individual who seems to be trailing a rainbow as she goes. And she's just kind of shooting bolts of light out at all the drones as well.
Is that good? Is that normal?
If you want to give me common knowledge rolls.
I no, I never been in an apocalypse before.
I don't know what I've been through. Common knowledge. It's a 6.
And a 4, both successes. Yeah, you know that there are such things as superheroes with superpowers, but you don't recognize these people. And considering how flashy their powers are, it does strike you as odd that you've never heard of them.
That's rad. Cool.
Like, as far as you're aware, the closest superhero is probably Captain Bondi.
Gross.
But, you know, he kind of stays near Bondi Beach for obvious reasons.
Okay. Well, so long as they're having fun.
It's at this
Yeah.
point that the machine that the guy is working on, you can see this era, it starts to arc up as a giant antenna starts to emerge from the top of it. And waves upon waves of energy start circulating up it, like a Jacob's ladder. Before, in one almighty pop, it surges out with electricity and strikes the giant squid robot. And you see it ever so slowly starting to push it back as all the tears in space start to close one by one. It takes a couple of minutes before the tears start to completely close.
Well, glad that's over then.
Bo. Continuing,
You.
still on your phone?
Somewhat. I mean, it's kind of, I've seen all the content, so I'm probably like starting to wonder about the other people that are in the building. So I might venture out.
Yep.
Wonder what the other guys are up to. Oh, what if they had those things?
Ruh-roh.
I sort of like raised the book ready to hit something, and then like make my way out of the door. Just like start like checking around.
It seems to be pretty, well, I won't say clear. There seems to be the broken and burnt corpses of dozens of these little robots.
Just like in the middle of the room.
Yeah.
Like, someone did a better job than I did.
Some of them seem to have been blown to smithereens.
Well, that's just unnecessarily destructive. So, like, coming to the main area, do I see these two off in that side?
Yeah. Yeah, you can see him. The lights are on.
You guys right?
Yeah, we're all good. We got saved by I think they were a superhero.
Really?
Thunderchild? She's,
Bondi dude?
she zapped all the robots.
Oh, okay. Bondi dude's definitely a guy.
Yeah, it wasn't Monday, dude.
Right. Okay. She did this, and she just sort of like motions all the like everywhere.
Yeah, it's just furious nodding, yes.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, they beat up the big boss, I guess. And I just like point outside.
He raises his eyebrow. Prospective big boss. It is. What do you mean, big boss?
It was like a boss. A big boss.
The biggest boss.
That's not helpful.
It was okay, picture one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Cthulhu.
It can be two things.
Things can be two things.
So a metal Cthulhu.
Yep.
He just sort of shakes his head, not really believing what they're saying, and just like walks out the front door. Or doesn't walk out the front door, like approaches it and like stops and like creaks it open to the outside. And I just teleport outside.
Can't open the doors. As you step outside, you're meted with a woman who looks like she's in a raincoat with goggles, and a guy in a black trench coat, kind of done up with little white symbols and silver buttons. And they both kind of go, "Hi!"
Hello.
The woman in the raincoat kind of just pulls her goggles back up and puts her hand out and goes, "Hi, I've introduced myself to the others. I'm Thunderchild."
Oh, you're what he was talking about. And he shakes her hand.
Yeah, no, that's me. The guy next to her kind of speaks up and goes, hey, I'm Hax.
Thunderchild? Hax? Good to meet you both, I guess. Apparently there was some tentacle metal Cthulhu out here.
You're welcome.
That wasn't a...
Was that you guys?
What do you mean, was that us?
I
We
just
got rid of
sort
them.
Okay, you like caused them, right?
I mean, why would we have caused them?
I don't know.
Well, weird question.
Oh, I'm sorry. These things just sort of broke into reality, and then you guys show up. Like,
Isn't that what superheroes do?
I don't know.
Well,
Is that one by guy helping out too?
Hax kind of closes his eyes for a few moments and goes, he's not with us, but he is helping.
Oh, okay. He watching it at Bondi Beach or something, yeah?
He kind of closes his eyes again and goes, yeah, no, he absolutely is. Wow, that's a really small patrol range. Alright.
Bo kind of looks a bit chuffed about making the deduction. It's like, figures.
Hax kind of looks at you, Bo, and kind of half-eye and goes, Bo?
Yeah.
Magician, right?
Yeah?
I've seen a couple of your shows online. Not bad.
Oh. He, like, straightens his clothes a bit and tosses it. Thanks, man. Thanks. Appreciate it, Hax. Good to meet a fan.
I'm a recent fan, as in the last couple of minutes, I hacked your phone.
He sort of he goes from a face you'd put on to meet a fan and be like happy and grateful that you've met them, to a face of confusion and is like been a fan for a few minutes, to the face of further confusion. It's like, I was on your phone, and then realization. It's like, oh, right.
Yeah, no, I can hack technology.
Half shrugs, hence the name.
Someone who
Oh,
owned
hey!
the art.
Hex kind of looks at you, Ira, and goes, "Oh, hi! We've met as well. Sorry about the eyeball."
There's an eyeball.
No, I kind of hacked her computer before I got here. I was trying to scope out the
Good thing it was
situation.
disposable.
Why is it a good thing it was disposable?
I just want to say, I think
But
punching
you
the
wear a
monitor.
puppet.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing a top hat.
It's prone to pull rabbits out of.
I'm
Fine.
not wearing a top hat. He's very confused by the looks on his face.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the tokens. I will be looking for better ones.
Oh no, that's absolutely what he looks like.
Yeah.
But he's in his like civilian clothes.
Yeah.
So she's like, "Why have you got a top hat?" And he's like, well, "What on earth are you talking about?" It's like if I accuse someone of having a red vest, and they're just like in khakis. It's like, oh, excuse me.
I mean, to be fair, if someone told me they were a magician, I would instantly assume they're wearing a top hat.
Just
I
all
mean-
the time.
Well, they're not a magician otherwise. They'd be like a chauffeur.
Alright.
Part-time job.
Well, Hex kind of goes, well, so, any questions?
Is it going to happen again?
That's a good question.
Hex kind of just looks back to his machine and kind of goes, I don't think so.
Okay.
What do we do
Oh,
with
that's worrying.
the leftovers?
Do you have a dumpster?
Not bad.
Out back.
Steakhouse.
Yeah, no, I would suggest putting him in the dumpster. I wouldn't recommend trying to analyze them too closely,
Why?
because they have a tendency to connect themselves to other technology in the area.
He sort of like pulls his phone out quickly and just has a look. And sticks it back in his pocket and is like, uh-huh.
Yeah, no, very much.
Alright.
To the bin out back then.
Well, you hear police sirens starting to go off in the distance. And the two of them kind of look at each other and go, so, we gotta go? Sorry we can't stay? But, Judy calls, I guess?
Thanks again. Really appreciate not dying.
With that, the two of them kind of run back to the machine. And you kind of see Hax jimmying it with for a little bit. And then it just kind of lifts into the air a little bit before disappearing. With that, the woman who was trailing rainbows kind of lands next to them. They kind of have a short conversation. And then Hax disappears. And then Thunderchild and the other one just kind of fly off into the air. I need notice rolls from everyone. And Ira?
Hmm?
Notice check?
Yep.
Well, successes all round. For all of you. What Hax seems to disappear, he's not going invisible. It's as if he's kind of pulled up into something. And from the raindrops striking, it seems to be hitting some sort of plane or jet that's invisible. And it's the plane that kind of takes off, quickly followed by the other two superheroes.
So Bo's eyes are like half squinted as this happens. It's just like, is that an invisible craft?
Yeah, I think that's your standard invisible plane right there.
Huh.
Bog standard.
Okay.
This is fine.
This is going back inside from the rain.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Kara's kind of like, pleasure to meet you all.
Good to meet you. Bo extends his hand, like not realizing he hasn't been very formal. Oh, Carter, nice to meet you.
Hi, Kara. Yeah, no, this has been an evening. We're gonna have dinner. Did you two want to join us? I know,
Right.
I know it feels a little bit weird, but considering what just happened,
We have pot stickers.
Bo sort of like thinks back to his microwave and the probably mostly still frozen, but thawing a little bit now meal, and is like, yeah, just give me a sec. He sort of disappears off to his room. Just sort that out.
the robot is still sitting off in the corner, destroyed, like a lot of the corpses around here.
So he sort of like goes up to the microwave, gets it out, puts it in the fridge, and turns it, and then sees it still like in the edge of the room, and it's like, I'm gonna put that with the others. He sort of wanders over and grabs it about halfway up one tentacle, and like lifts it into the air. It's like,
Some of the bits actually fall out of it, and the semi-liquid inside kind of just drips a little bit onto the carpet.
oh damn it. I'm gonna hit him the first. He just sort of like walks out with it and just like
Pops it down.
adds it to the pile that's apparently inside, and catches up with the others.
Do I have a ping button? I don't have a ping button.
I didn't know we were supposed to bring gifts to this dinner.
Well, I got mine. He sort of motions to the one that he just dropped.
Kara's kind of like, look, no gifts or anything, just... I don't know. It's been a night.
Oh, I'm not taking this to dinner.
Oh, thank God.
So, the four of you kind of have dinner together. It's, one of those interesting and somewhat awkward dinners where everyone's kind of like, so how about that weather we've been having, yeah?
Very strange.
Yeah. It's been a bit sporadic.
Well, at this point, the rain has stopped.
So wind's letting up.
I just gotta say, I really love actually having weather effects. It's a little thing, but I enjoy it so much.
That's fair.
But the dinner eventually comes to a close, and unless you really want to do something, all of you will eventually just go your separate ways.
Not in particular.
But does anyone want to do anything extra with their evening, or just kind of go to bed?
No. I mean, I'm kind of curious about the supers that we just met, so I'd probably give them a Google.
Give them a Google?
Yes.
No results.
For a second, I'm like, well, that's true. And then I remember, oh, right, hacks.
A smiley face emoji just kind of appears on your screen for a couple of moments before disappearing.
Hackers everywhere.
Make sure anything connected to miles.
Just not.
Right.
Bo, just gonna kind of go to bed?
Yeah, a bit of an early night.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's fair. But, Ira, what are you doing? There's a robot kind of burst open on your floor.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and hack into the robot.
Alright, so you gotta bring it to your computer? Alright, give me a hacking roll. If you want to have a look at this thing, see what makes it beat. 2. Unfortunately, I can't give you too much information. What I can tell you is this is advanced technology. Like, you've seen drone technology. Little things that fly and those, like, little Roomba vacuums that kind of go along at their own pace cleaning up things. This is something far beyond that. Okay, Bo. As I told Joel earlier, the insides of this thing looks like some sort of electronic brain. No lights are on at this point, but a couple of experiments with some electrical tools that you have on hand for computer repairs, you can get to flare to life for the briefest of seconds before it just goes out again. You're not sure what powers this thing, but it's absolutely advanced.
I guess I'll just. If anything, Ira would completely dissect it and just keep a helmet for a keepsake.
Just gotta keep the head bit. Well, the metal that seems to make this thing up is very similar to what you'd use for your computer case. So some sort of lightweight metal. Still reasonably strong enough, but you reckon a few good hits would have knocked this thing clean out. But for those of you who kind of stay up on social media for the evening, social media is all abuzz with the information of a supposed alien invasion that seemed to kind of end as quickly as it started. Within a space of about half an hour, everything that had been emerging kind of just died. Even the gigantic ones that were starting to breach through into your world were pushed back through the thresholds with which they were coming. But as you go to sleep, your eventual sleep, Bo, you have a dream that night. Oh wait, he's still gone, isn't he? Lee, how you doing?
I'm so nice at sleep.
You're so nice at sleep.
I mean, I hope Bo's out of my house, but
Whoop. He did leave.
oh yeah. It's bedtime.
Well, the two of you do go to sleep eventually, and it's kind of an uneasy sleep. But Lee, you fall into a dream. It's a strange one. You see before you a landscape you've never seen before. Trees, grass, buildings. You're a history major. You'd recognize these as Greek buildings.
Okay. I've had this dream before. I'm gonna go punch out Aristotle.
You gonna what?
I'm gonna go punch out Aristotle.
Well, Aristotle is nowhere to be found, but
Lucky bastard.
as you start to move, you notice that your arms and legs aren't your own.
Oh.
It's as if you kind of have a quick examination and oddly feminine hands.
I'm no judge.
But as the landscape kind of stretches out before you, you start to see people milling about. They look strange though, like people, but kind of larger than life.
Okay.
Some of them are quite easily 10, 20 feet tall.
Oh.
You see what absolutely looks like a centaur just kind of trotting by.
Okay.
Kind of like a centaur, but he has human front legs.
Nope. I know that exact centaur. Nope. What was in those pot stickers?
There's off to the side, there's a couple of cyclopses who seem to be discussing something,
Okay.
just kind of casually. And you see a man start walking towards you. His eyes alight with energy and electricity.
Uh-huh.
And he goes, sister, are you feeling okay?
No. This doesn't feel quite right.
Perhaps you should lay down.
Yeah. Yes.
You kind of look around and find a tree with curious fruit on it. there's a part of you inside your brain that says this is the ambrosia tree. But the more
I mean, I'm gonna pick the ambrosia then, my dude.
you pick one of them,
Yeah. Fuck yeah, I do.
you kind of pick one, take a seat, and take a massive bite out of it.
Happily.
It does taste slightly of apples. But you also kind of feel a glow overcome you. Kind of this warmness that you haven't really felt before. It's comfortable and oddly, feels like home.
Okay, now I'm getting more into this.
And it's at that where you are plunged back into darkness. Bo, you back? Joe?
Don't look like it.
Doesn't look like it? That's all good. Hey, Ira!
Yo.
I know you have a tendency to kind of stay up through the night, but as you kind of finish working on your robot, or the robot, whichever way you want to put it, you do feel very tired and even a little bit queasy. Do you go to sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah? Alright.
Yeah.
As you go to sleep, you too fall into a dream. You find yourself in the middle of a forest. Trees all around you. The sun kind of just peeling through at odd intervals. The rays of light trickling across all sorts of little bushes and things. From your vantage point, everything just feels so giant and massive. You kind of smell the air a bit and everything just smells so alive. You smell things like predators and food. You smell water. All these things kind of just assault your senses. And
Did I take anything last night?
yeah, no, there is that part of you that's just kind of like, As you start to move, it's not so much that you get smaller or the forest gets smaller, but you start to get bigger. And you find your eyesight starts to change. You can see the living things that are moving around the area. You can smell them and you feel hungry.
Chase.
Chase the food? It's as you're chasing that you get the sensation of lift as the ground beneath you just kind of peels away. And you find yourself kind of soaring above the canopy of the trees. You're still looking for prey, but this time it's different. And in one split second, your vision kind of opens up, and you see something on the ground. You do have the sensation of flight.
Inspect the thing on the ground.
Well, it looks like a mouse, but it also looks delicious. Like something you could eat and be satisfied.
I'ma do it.
You immediately go into a dive. The feeling of air rushing past you just causes your adrenaline to go running. The rush, the feel of finally getting the prey that you want, that you've hunted for all this time. And as you see your talons go out to grab it, the dream stops and you go into darkness. Hey, Bo!
Yeah.
How are you doing? Just gonna go off to
Ah.
sleep? Do anything before bed?
Nah, not in particular.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go have a nap.
Go have a
Or
nap?
Or go have a sleep, because it's like whatever time it is.
Well, at this point, it would be edging midnight.
Yeah, it's about bedtime. Way to bed. Oh. The lighting didn't change.
Oh yeah, that's because I got it turned off. Better?
Yeah.
Well, like the others, as you go to sleep, you fall into a dream. The door closing.
What?
It's fun, isn't it?
That wasn't me. I didn't close it.
You fall into a dream, but you've had this dream before. You're on a stage, an arena stage.
Yes.
You're in the middle, performing for thousands upon thousands of people. Not
For my
an
adoring fans.
not an empty seat in the house.
Feels so good.
And before you is a car.
Mm.
Like, kind of a ute or a pickup, depending on what part of the world you are in. And you know this trick, you're gonna make it disappear.
Oh yeah.
And
This is
sure
my
enough,
favorite trick.
sure enough, with a flurry of your cape, it extends out to beyond being just a mere cape to tablecloth to far beyond that, till it covers the entire stage. And as it drops, you know what happens here. The car disappears.
Yes.
And as you pull the cape back up and it retracts to its normal size, you stand there triumphant. The car disappeared.
Yes. Yes. The crowd cheering.
They do explode in applause.
Yes.
But there's a part of you that knows something. You can see that the car is still there. It's just everyone else who doesn't see that it's there. To everyone else, it's disappeared, but you know full well it's still there. And there's a part of you that just kind of smiles at the fact that you've managed to pull such a intense trick as to convince an entire audience that something has disappeared when it really hasn't.
It's beautiful. It's a sight to behold. Well, my sight to behold, perhaps.
Well, yes. But you continue your show, and it eventually gets to the final act, and you know what this is. It's an escape illusion kind of thing.
Mhm.
Kind of the water drowning one. They put you into the little box and you get locked up. They start pouring the water in, and you make a big show of struggling for the people.
Yes.
But even as you kind of put the show of a struggle, you just kind of wait for them to drop the cloth to hide you, and you just kind of stop struggling, as if the water's not even real.
I mean,
And you kind of had this smug satisfaction to yourself as you just wait for them to drop the curtain again. And as it drops, not only are you gone, or invisible to them, but the entire trick is also disappeared. You stand at the center of the stage, but the entire audience is cheering and applauding and aghast at the fact that you've made yourself disappear.
While submerged and bound in water.
Mm-hmm. The grand illusion.
Yes.
And then your dream ends. You turn to blackness, or you turn to darkness. And Lee, you awake to an empty bed.
I think they said they're going to be back soon.
Nick's ducked off for a second.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's easy. Ira. Jess. How you doing? So,
Good.
how does your morning routine kind of look as you wake up? Like, what's the first thing you do after you wake up?
Ear tends to generally wake up in the morning, so she's a bit grumpy.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So she tends to just get out of bed and like aggressively go to the kitchen to get coffee.
So, what are you getting from the kitchen? Coffee, food.
Coffee.
Well, you go start getting your coffee ready, and you find yourself having a little bit of trouble with the spoon. And your mug, in all honesty. Like, you keep going to grab it and then kind of drop it. And kind of rubbing some of the sleep out of your eye. You kind of see that your hand is a paw.
What?
And then you blink a couple more times and it's a hand. And you kind of just grab the mug and keep going.
Okay, I obviously took something with last night.
That bitch Kara spiked your food.
Yeah, like what was in that food?
So, coffee, food.
Just coffee.
Just having your coffee for now?
Yep.
Well, you kind of lean up against the counter for a couple of moments. And you kind of just consider what happened last night. And you look over to the robot. And as you kind of see it, they're kind of dead. And you think about the appendages. You feel the sensation of the mug kind of change in your hand. As if you got it more firmly wrapped. And looking down, you kind of see from about the elbow down, your arms turned into a tentacle, akin to that of an octopus, and is currently mostly wrapped around the coffee mug.
What? I somehow let go, let the coffee mug smash across the
It does.
ground.
Kind of shocked at this, you kind of fling your arm out, and your arm is normal. The mug kind of crashes on the ground and shatters.
I need to go talk to that dude and his girlfriend.
Well, fair enough.
Why? What would I know?
Hey, Nick.
Hey, what?
Well, Lee, you wake up to an empty bed.
Oh.
More to the point, you wake up to a scorched bed.
What bad thing happened here?
It's just as if the sheets have been singed and burnt slightly.
I'm gonna check for the dead body of my girlfriend.
She's in the fridge. What?
What?
No, it's fine. She doesn't seem to be in the bedroom, though.
Okay, gonna get up and look around.
You find her in the lounge room.
Oh, thank Christ.
She's fallen asleep at the table.
Okay, Go back in, change the sheets. Stuff them in, like, a garbage bag.
Yep.
That's not going out in the wash. Come back out. Go over, gently wake her.
Before you wake her, she seems to have gotten up some point during the night and started working on a puzzle.
Oh, rad.
You recognize this puzzle. It was given to the two of you like a year or two ago. And it's been one of those things where it's just kind of like, yeah, we'll do it eventually. It's a couple things. We'll get there eventually. But you just kind of never pulled it out. Like countless board games that people just tend to accrue over their lives and never really touch. But
Rejection, but okay.
I'm not seeing it's fine. But you kind of look at the puzzle and she's completed it.
Oh, wow. Wow.
A 1,000-piece puzzle and she's done it overnight.
You gonna take a picture?
For the Instagrams?
No, I'd just be like, wow, this is really cool. And it probably looks adorable that she's fallen asleep after completing a puzzle.
Yeah, no, it does kind of look adorable. But checking the time, this is about the hour where she'd be getting up and getting ready for uni.
Oh, shit. Car.
Yep,
Hi.
yep, hi.
Hey. Good job on the puzzle, first and foremost.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
She's kind of looking at it, just like, She looks at you. Did you do this?
No, I think this was you, hon. I found you out here asleep at the table.
She kind of startles and looks around the room as if she's kind of doesn't believe you for a couple of moments, but then it's like, oh, okay.
Did you sleepwalk and sleep puzzle?
Is that even a thing?
I don't think so, but I mean, I just like make a gesture to everything that's just happened right now.
It's just like, yeah, no, okay, you know what?
Also, listen, there was a problem with the bed, but it's sorted out now. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
But it's kind of starting to get late, so we gotta start getting ready, okay?
Okay, yeah, no. She kind of checks her phone and goes, oh, God, okay.
Right?
She panics and runs off to the shower.
Yeah, which I assume we have.
Yes. Down here.
Rad.
By the kitchen. I gave you all bathrooms. Ira, this would be about the time you'd start knocking on the door. Conveniently enough.
Okay, shit. Oh, hey.
Heard that.
I have a bone to pick.
I mean, okay. Please do come in.
Aw.
What you? I've
In
been
the pot
seeing weird
stickers?
stuff
No, I don't.
more as stream.
No, listen, I also had a weird dream. I think there were like bad pot stickers. We we usually buy them from Woolworths. We got them from Aldi this one time to see what they were like. I guess the mushrooms in them, if they had mushrooms, were magical.
Wow.
There was mushrooms.
Um,
Right.
Lee, it's as you're kind
Yeah.
of looking at her, her eyes don't look human.
Uh, what do they look like?
Um, slightly canine.
Um,
And then they kind of shift in their like narrow slits.
I'm gonna just grip the bridge of my nose and squeeze my eyes real hard. Okay, I think I'm still feeling a bit of them.
What?
And your eyes are being weird at me.
Sure enough, Era, you can see that there's something different about Lee. Like it's kind of, I think the best way to put it would be like an aura.
What's going on with your energy, boy?
Oh, we're not really into that whole new age stuff. Sorry.
Says the one with pot stickers.
Pot stickers are not new age technology, Matthew.
Well, as the two of you are having this conversation, Bo,
So,
you'll wake up pretty normally.
that's good. It's nice having a relaxing night. Should like shuffle to the side of the bed and like get up and walk into the kitchen area. Be like, you know what? It's a bacon and eggs day. So I'm gonna start cooking some bacon and eggs.
Well, it's as you start cooking, you're kind of frying up the eggs and the bacon in the frying pan, and you look off to the side and you see that there's a plate of bacon and eggs already sitting there.
Just sort of stare at it. Now, how far through making my bacon and eggs was I?
Oh, like halfway.
No.
You
So
kind
I
of
just look
yeah.
and like look at back at my pan, still sizzling away. I look over at the bacon and just be like, "Did I sleep? Make bacon and eggs already?" I don't stop. I do finish the cooking first.
Well,
Put it on a plate.
it's kind of as you finish and you kind of plate it up that the first plate of bacon and eggs just kind of disappears. Like you look away for a couple of moments and when you look back it's gone.
Just like just holding the plate in my hands and be like, "At least I can feel this one." Sort of like hold with one hand and just like rub my eyes. Like, really wanted bacon and eggs today, huh? And just like go and sit at my table. It's just a bit confused.
Well, it's as you go to sit down at your table, you kind of look over to it and start walking, and you notice that there's another two tables there. Funny enough, there's already bacon and eggs on there as well.
Oh, I am not having a good morning. He's just gonna like sit where he is, not at any of the tables.
Yeah.
Like pick up some bacon to eat it, and then just like look at the other tables and be like looking at all the tables, unsure which ones are gonna be like. I am so confused.
Well, you go back to eating, and once again, as you look away from the tables, you look back and they're gone. You're only left with the one. Then you look down at your plate and you see that it's just piled up with bacon.
Sort of pausing and be like, well, this is better, but I didn't cook that much bacon.
Yeah, no, there's like a good dozen rashes there.
Do I remember which one was the bacon that existed on the plate before?
Well, you have it on your fork.
But there was pretty more bacon left on the
Yeah.
plate before. Can I like grab one of the ones that wasn't on the plate before?
As you go to grab one of the ones that was originally on the plate, the rest of them just kind of vanish.
But that one stays?
Yeah.
I hold it up in my left hand, and the other bacon on my fork in my right hand, and just look at them both and be like, maybe I need more sleep. Maybe I need more sleep. I just put the bacon back on the plate and keep chewing the original one on the fork.
It's at this point where you kind of, off in the periphery, you see your bed just sitting out in the middle of the lounge room.
I just turn and face the complete opposite way and be like, I did not leave my bed in the middle of the room. And just like sort of cross his arms, but like sort of just one arm across with the other arm with the fork. Still eating and be like, that's not there. That's not there.
Sure enough, it's not there.
I turn back and be like, freaking knew it. A little bit paranoid now. Very scared. Let's eat some eggs.
Well, eventually you do finish your breakfast.
I hope.
Yeah, you hope it's your breakfast. Maybe.
Like, take a deep breath. Stand up. Go over and like put the plate down on the bench.
Next to the other dirty plates.
Yeah, I'm just like, this 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no, that's the right number of plates. Okay, I better wash those. It's just a bit of a haze, just to like wander over to my where I assume my lounge is still, and
Yep.
just sit down. Just like rub my forehead, be like, what is going on?
Well, back to Ira and Lee. How's that conversation going?
I swear I have no idea what was in those pot stickers. But they were definitely bad pot stickers.
Man, they're fucking with my brain, messing with my brain, and like, I
Yeah.
just make my life see all weird stuff around you right at the moment. Like, what?
I have no idea.
Ira, it's as you're looking at Lee, you see the color around the world kind of drain to a grayscale. But Lee's still seems to be in color.
Do you want to sit down?
Color.
I feel like that's one of those doctor things, and you should probably sit down. Was the other guy the other night a doctor or a magician? I don't remember. He was definitely one of those two things. Possibly both.
I
Possibly
think he's a
both.
magician.
They're probably not good as doctors.
I'm a doctor moonlighting as a magician.
But you're still.
It's at this point that Kara will come out from the bathroom and kind of see the two of you and go, "Oh, hi, Ira. Rough night."
Yeah,
Just a little
we were
bit?
just discussing that with Lee.
Yeah, we think those pot stickers were bad last night, hon.
You know, that would explain a couple of things.
It really would. Kara did a sleepwalk last night and completed a 1,000-piece puzzle.
What?
Like, I'm thinking these were like not fit for human consumption based pot stickers. They might have been plastic.
Oh god, I
Did
hope
you
not.
get those from an Aldi or an Aldi?
I mean, he said he was an Aldi.
Lee, you did not get them out of a backseat of a car, did you?
No, of course not. He had a bike.
No, back of a truck, I swear.
I
Look,
think his name was Aldi.
Please tell me you don't see this.
Ira, I'm so sorry. We'll try to make this up to you somehow. I don't know how.
I need my brain for a living.
Baby,
I
go.
mean, okay, hear me out. Sushi is brain food, right? We will buy you some sushi.
We can do that.
I know a guy.
I'm allergic.
Ah,
No.
KFC?
I bet you would do.
well, I think that went well.
Just leave.
Lee,
Eh,
as she's leaving, like turns around to leave, you notice just the slightest hint of a tail.
that's that's not a good look to have on someone. Ugh.
Kara's just kind of standing next to you, kind of with her head kind of cocked slightly.
I think she had to run to the bathroom real quick then.
Um,
I assume that's why she left.
I'm gonna go to class.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna do the shower thing and then head out too.
Okay, I'm gonna hit the library before my first lecture, so I'll take off now.
Okay. See you then.
She gives you a quick kiss on the cheek and then kind of darts out.
Shower. Quick. And go through solid walls.
Oh, the solid doors.
It's dark in here.
Ira. It's as you're kind of entering your apartment.
I'm back.
Yep. And you kind of go to close the door behind you. You feel a sharp pain kind of go up your spine. As if you'd slammed the door in something.
Ow.
And looking back, you do actually see a tail. It's just kind of happily dangling there. Well,
What-
less happily.
What type of tail is it?
Cat's tail.
Oh. Bad pot stickers. Bad pot stickers. Bad pot stickers.
As you kind of start repeating that to yourself, the tail disappears. But it's not kind of a pop disappear, it just kind of recedes into your back.
Ah.
Now, back to Bo. As you're as you're kind of sitting and chilling, is this about the point where you jump onto social media?
I'm on the lounge. Yeah, I'm just gonna assume that I'm still half asleep.
Yeah.
And that's why all the weird stuff keeps happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That.
Your
Those robots, though.
Your notifications have blown up overnight, though. There's hundreds, thousands of them. People seem to have really liked your photo that you took. And consequentially, after seeing the photo, have kind of started going through the rest of your social media.
Oh no.
As is wont to do.
So I'm like looking at my phone, seeing these thousands of things, notifications. I look at the clock and I'm like, even though it's like 11 a.m. and the show doesn't start till like, I don't have to like get there till like 5. I'm like, I don't have time for all of those. I don't. What do you do with that many? You just.
The government would like to know your location.
Or I guess I just open random ones and just see what they're liking and stuff.
You know, people just seem to, for the most part, like I said, people seem to really enjoy the picture of the dead robot.
Yeah.
But more to the point, there's a lot of other people who've just kind of gone into the rest of your Instagram, and I imagine there's a couple of YouTube videos of you performing tricks.
Probably.
So you've got a lot more subscribers thanks to that.
Yes.
And they've gone through and they've liked things and they've commented. Most of them are positive. There's a lot of them that are going back, like, you'd be better off smashing robots.
I mean, felt pretty good. I don't fully disagree with their comment. I quite enjoy what I do though, so I probably won't take their advice.
Yeah, no, probably not, no.
Just a bit overwhelmed, I guess.
Well, yeah. Well, it's actually kind of going through social media. The whole alien invasion thing is still trending, but there's a lot of discussion about what it actually means and what happened and how did it stop.
And what are the theories?
A popular theory is a mass hallucination.
I mean, I absolutely smashed a robot with a book. But then I also hallucinated like food and tables and beds. So I'm a little in either camp.
And as far as you're aware, there's still dead robots out in the hallways.
True, I haven't checked that yet.
So there's that as well. The government line seems to be a lot of, we're not sure what actually happened. No one's taking responsibility for it. And the people who are taking responsibility for it are crackpots.
Just looking for credibility.
There are a couple of people who are kind of doing the whole, could the robots please take us with them? A lot of replies and memes being like, I for one welcome our robot overlords.
Our new robot overlords.
Yeah. But no, it's a
Give
lot
it
of
a
stuff like that.
chuckle. Give it a chuckle and cut a couple of lights their way.
Yeah. That one was specifically very popular. The news shows, of course, have panels of people on there discussing it, what it could mean for the world. Was this actually aliens or something else? There's a lot of blame being thrown towards the few superheroes that this world has. One, the most prominent Australian superhero, a soldier-type figure by the name of Anzac, kind of goes, yeah, no, absolutely wasn't us.
Oh yeah, that's what they would say.
Which is the usual reply from people, but Anzac's kind of he's got a positive reputation amongst a lot of people.
So while I'm going through this, I have a realization that I should get the most intact robot that's still in the place and use it as part of my props. Completely disregarding the advice last night of, it can affect nearby electronics. But I'm like, I don't use electronics in my show, and it's going to be a great prop. People are going to love it.
Which is fair enough.
So I'm just going to head out and look for some assemble, well, mostly still together.
Well,
Oops.
you do find one, kind of still dismembered on the ground.
Ah, you'll do. I'm sure I can cover some of these.
Mostly intact
marks.
anyway.
Yeah. Just like sling it under my arm and just head back into my apartment.
Well, you start getting ready for your next part of your day. Lee.
Me.
You'll be getting ready to leave for your day. And you'll just kind of have this feeling of not wanting to leave.
So, every day?
Well, it's more of this sweeping feeling of you don't want to leave home.
Yeah, that makes sense. Especially after everything that's happened, it's just like, oh, maybe I should not go today. I might be incredibly high.
But it's not agoraphobia. It's just kind of like you don't want to leave. There's this sense of protectiveness that's somewhat unusual for you.
It is. I don't know this place.
You kind of
Rent here.
looking around the room for potential weapons.
Wait. Okay. Books. Books are the greatest weapons of all.
And you just kind of shake the fort, but it's just like you just really don't want to leave today.
That's
But I would
good.
agree about books.
Greatest
Such
weapon is knowledge.
Nerds.
God.
No, the greatest weapon is using a book as a bludgeoning weapon.
Oh, that's also true.
Fair, actually.
But you are reminded that you have a lecture to go to.
Oh shit. Gotta go fast.
And I need you to make a spirit roll.
Beans.
At -2 if you can. Oh. Okay, a 19 for your spirit roll.
Apparently, yes. No, fuck your everything.
Yeah, no. You kind of, as you step over the threshold, you get this burning sensation just kind of fills you for a couple of moments, and you just push past it, and as soon as it arrived, it's gone.
Well, that was another weird thing that happened on the list of weird things that have happened this morning. Turn around. Oh, hey, magician that lives across the hall from us.
What's up?
This is gonna sound weird and kind of rude of me to ask right now, and I apologize for that in advance. But are you one of those like lock-picking magicians?
No, that's a locksmith.
No, like someone locks you up and you can unlock them in like 3 seconds because you are good at that.
Oh, no, I get my assistant to lock me up. I don't get any random person to just lock me up.
But like, does the lock matter?
Not usually.
Just
Oh.
close the door a little bit tighter.
It's as you're kind of discussing the whole lockpicking thing that you notice that there's a pair of handcuffs around your wrists. You have the lockpicks in one hand, and the handcuffs are quite firmly around your wrists.
Just a minute. Attempt to undo the handcuffs.
But you do it quite handily.
I mean, see, this is quite easy. I say, just a reputation with this guy. So, by the like mid of it.
Lee, you also saw the handcuffs just kind of appear over his wrists. And he just kind of turns around and picks them.
Very gently under my breath, fucking pot stickers. Hey, listen, if you have any weird hallucinations today, I do apologize. It was probably bad pot stickers. We'll try to make it up to you in some way. Not sure how yet. We're working on it. I'm sorry.
That explains the extra bacon. And eggs. And tables.
I mean, it doesn't, but okay.
It is at this point that a man in a old suit kind of pulls something out from his pocket, shows a badge, and goes, gentlemen.
Hello? Are you the fourth neighbor that didn't come out last night?
No, I don't live here. Detective Mundagar.
Hello?
I'd like to ask a couple of questions, please.
Sure, what's wrong?
What can you tell me about the events of last night?
Those metal tentacle things ripped themselves into our reality, and then they got blasted by stuff, and I smacked them with my book.
There was some superheroes that stopped them. And then we all had hallucinogenic pot stickers. I'm sorry.
Pod stickers. Okay, so I'm less concerned about the pod stickers.
Okay.
He kind of looks around the room at the destroyed mental tentacles and was like, superheroes, you say?
Yes.
Would you be able to describe them to me?
Well, there was Thunder Child, who had goggles and a raincoat, and did sort of all this. I motioned to the destruction around.
Yeah. Okay.
There was a guy called Hacks. I think that one's pretty self-explanatory.
Okay.
And there was someone that did rainbows, but we didn't talk to them.
Okay, because we don't know about this.
Well, yeah, I tried looking them up on Google and Hacks, right?
So you're saying a superhero hacked into the interweb and removed their existence?
Yeah, he hacked the Google.
You do understand that sounds a little bit unbelievable, right?
But, I mean, does it really?
So what you're telling me is 3 superheroes were here.
Yes.
Sounds about right.
Okay. Oh, as Lee and the detective are having this conversation, you actually kind of see Thunderchild and Hax kind of appear behind the detective with the what you think was the person shooting rainbows, but she seems very blurry, as if you're looking at her from very far away and just kind of zoomed in a real lot.
I'm not sure what I want to do about that.
Lee, you can absolutely see this.
I just sort of point behind him.
I point at Lee and then nod and point at them as well. Yeah,
The detective, as he goes to turn around, they just kind of disappear before he gets all the way around.
this again.
Oh no, the pot stickers.
Okay. Okay. So, do you want to tell me what actually happened last night?
I'll just like look at Bo. Just, I mean, we did.
Yeah.
Alright, so, what can you tell me about the robots?
Do not like electricity.
Or books.
Or unknown lightning-based superheroes?
Hence the electricity.
Okay. He's making notes of this entire exchange. He's doing his best to believe things.
Like, I know this might sound a bit far-fetched, but like, did you see the robots tear into reality?
Everyone saw that.
Okay, so it's not that far-fetched then, is it?
No, it's not that far-fetched. It's just... This is all very surprising.
Look at us.
Yeah, okay. Any other witnesses?
The...
So that's Jake.
Yeah.
The witch chick?
He just sort of points at the other room. Apartment.
I don't know what to say that's legally good.
Okay, well, I'll just go and have a conversation with them.
Okay, I gotta get to class.
We'll be in touch.
No. No, to be
Please don't.
Ira! Jess! You hear a knocking on your door.
Who is it?
Detective Mundagar. I'm here to talk to you about the events of last night. Could you open up, please?
I guess just that like nothing was extending out.
Additional appendages.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm here to inquire about the events of last night. I've spoken to some of your neighbors. Apparently you had a visitation by some superheroes.
Yes.
Care to elaborate?
One was shooting rainbows out, and one was shooting lightning, and one could hack technology.
Okay. Hack technology. This would be... He kind of goes back to his notes. Hacks. Hacks is correct.
And Thunderchild?
Well... We don't know who these superheroes are. Do you know of any involvement? He kind of starts looking past you into the apartment. And he kind of sees the robot dissected on your table. Or on the floor. Sure there's nothing you want to tell me, ma'am?
Nope.
He kind of looks at you. Well, did you want to explain the robot behind you?
That's a cosplay project.
Ma'am, do I have to get a warrant?
No.
So are you gonna let me in?
No.
Well then. At this point, yeah, I'm imagining you kind of have one hand on the doorknob. Just kind of the door mostly open.
Yeah.
It's at this point you kind of, your hand starts to change into a very, well, cat-like paw with really sharp looking talons.
Go on. Attack them. You know you want to.
Yeah.
And you,
Uh,
are you okay, ma'am?
I gotta go. And I slam the door in his face.
Well, it takes a little while, and you kind of see his, kind of hear his footsteps leave. But, Bo, you're kind of left in the hallway after seeing the
Oh.
detective leave.
Oh. Um. Well, I'm just glad he didn't try to take the robot that I wanted, so I'm gonna quickly duck back into my room and put it somewhere safe, like in a cupboard.
Well, it's as you kind of go back to your room, you see numerous more of the robots dead and destroyed on the ground in your apartment.
Well, I didn't put these. I'm seeing things again, aren't I?
And they disappear.
And now I'm not seeing things again. Do I cancel the show? Push through it. Just gonna keep my eye on things.
It's as you kind of mention the show, and you kind of push through it metaphorically, but also kind of steel yourself and kind of walk through, that you find yourself on a stage. A crowd of people kind of indistinct in the darkness, but kind of stretched out before you. All your magician's equipment that you're familiar with. Standing on the stage, kind of waiting for you to start your set.
It's showtime already? I thought that...
And with that, I will end the session.
Oh no.
I will be right back with everyone. I'm just going to sign out from the stream.
Mm.
And we go to... Hey everyone. Well, first session done. Oh, superpowers abound. Yeah, no, I've been seeing the distortion. Yeah, I've seen the distortion a lot. We're probably going to switch to TeamSpeak or something a little bit better for it. You're welcome, Kath. Always happy to have you. Adam, I saw you there as well. Also, Brankia89, thank you for showing up and sitting through this. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope all of you enjoyed it. I do love superhero games. I know the pace was a little bit slow at the end there, but as our people are starting to learn their powers, we're starting to feel things starting to happen a little, things will kind of get a little bit more intense. But until then, we're planning to do this on a weekly basis, at least. We may switch that to a fortnight, I'm not sure at this point. But we should be back here again next Tuesday, 7:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Time, at least until next week, and then it'll be Australian Eastern Standard Time. But you can always look me up on YouTube, where the VOD for this game will be going live within the next 24 to 48 hours. And likewise, you can always find me on Twitter. Watch as I put the socials up. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy this. I hope you have a good week. I will be back this Sunday with Nick as one of my players again for Agents of Edgewatch, where we'll be continuing through the catacombs beneath the Ascendant Court with Pathfinder 2. But this was Savage Worlds Supers, the Breakford Incident, Session 1. Once again, I hope to see you next week, but until then, remember, we are the storytellers.